What's up, friends? We're back. We're Black and Curious. I'm Candrin.
Hey now, it's your girl Deja.
I'm gonna adjust my chair. Okay. Feel better now. Okay, we're back. If you've not been here before, we talk about pop culture and real life and the intersection between the two. So today we have a real life topic. I will let Deja intro it.
So yes, today's topic is basically addressing how life becomes mundane. I think previously in our videos, if you are a watcher of us, we had this conversation in, I think it was the Insecure wrap up.
Yes.
And Candrin had made mention to, like, you know, the show ended right when life starts to become mundane. And it got me to thinking, like, okay, well, why don't we talk about what that sector of life is like as it relates to our experiences, and what things that we can do with and what things that we can just do without.
Yes. All right, let's start with the nonsense first. Okay, so first of all, my best friend and I, we gotta talk about this. We've been friends since middle school. I think you guys have heard me talk about her before, Valerie. Maybe I'll get her to come on one day. But it's like when we talk to each other, like when we used to talk to each other, we would be so like excited about like dating adventures or about this or about that, and or just random stuff that had happened. And now it's almost like no news is good news, especially when you like this is not funny, but it's like this is what it is. Like
life is hard.
Right? And like, for instance, with me, I didn't really start losing people in my life until 2019, like close family members, and I lost 2 in the same year. And it's just like, if nobody's dying or having serious health trauma, I'm happy. Like,
praise God, amen. Okay, ain't no lies told there.
And that is like a completely different measurement of how I would qualify happiness before in my life.
Okay.
If my phone is not ringing in the middle of the night with somebody having had something, I am happy.
Truth. Okay. I think like the things that I can fucking do without is like, this is petty. But like, I can deal without the weight gain. Like, your elders, the women in your family will say, you better watch what you eat. You better slow down. You better because it's going to be harder for it to come off when you get past such and such. I am now in the stage of life where it is hard for it to just, you know, go on away.
Yeah, I would second that. And I know like people look at me, and because I maintain my weight pretty well, they think that I just am naturally thin. And I think there may be some truth to that, but I can gain weight. So I am very careful. Like, I'm eating tree shrubs the majority of the time to make room for my like desserts. And like, now this sounds awful, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Like, now I eat my sweets in the morning. So like, if I want a slice of cake, I have it with my coffee. And like I try to, you know, I'm out here trying to make the best out of it, because I do put on weight. It is not impossible as some people may think. So like, having to manage that a little easier. Like before, if I wanted to drop like a few pounds, I would just eat salads for a week. Now the salads will be like, girls, you thought this was gonna do it? No, it's not.
Like, I think for me, where I thought you were gonna go was like this new world that we live in, where we're just allergic to all this shit that we wasn't allergic to before.
Oh, what my God.
And the elders did not tell me that.
Now that they said nothing about. They didn't say anything about it. Okay?
Not a word.
Now, and actually I watched it in real time because it happened to my mom. She all of a sudden, like 1 year, just started getting allergic to stuff. And I was just like, you ain't never had no allergy. She done been to the doctor. They like, oh, you're allergic to this. She was like, I'll take a Benadryl. I'm not doing all of this.
Girl, listen. I am Mama Tracy, because like the things that I'm allergic to now, like it started with milk and ice cream. When I was in high school, I would have a sensitivity, so I couldn't really do a whole lot. So I started to like cut back. I started cutting out pizza and like cereal, like all that kind of stuff.
I don't even want to talk about pizza.
Cut all that shit out, right? For a long time. And then my mom would be like, are you sure? And I would like, then she would witness it. She would give me something that had cream or whatever in it, and then I would be sick. So then we were like, okay. And I was like 18. Mm-hmm. By the time I got to 21, I had to do no milk whatsoever. Like it had to be soy only. And at that time, I think all we had was fucking soy milk.
Soy, yeah, that was the only option.
Right. You had soy milk and the Rice Dream, which is like a small.
Yes, the Rice Dream. Yes.
So I'm like, well, I don't want to do rice milk. So I started switching to the soy milk, and cool. I could do that for a couple years. Fast forward a fucking 10 years later, a bitch is severely allergic to goddamn soy milk. Mm-hmm. Like,
yo.
What? And soy in products. So like soybean. Well, the one thing that doesn't seem to bother me is soybean oil, which is weird. I have a bit of a sensitivity, but it's not nearly as bad as if I had like soy lecithin in a product.
Like that's in everything.
It makes me feel like all the symptoms that is COVID related is what I get, minus the lung issues. I just have like the draining in my ears, the draining of all of my sinuses. My throat be swelling up. It's awful. I lose my voice. It's crazy.
That's how milk is with me. Dairy, period. Like I previously in another vlog, I told you I was eating chicken wings after I had vegan ice cream. It's because I can't do dairy anymore. Like, and I am a girl who used to drink like glasses of milk when I was a kid. And I just it was probably maybe about 5 years ago. I just noticed like it felt like I always had a cold. And it was just never clearing up. So I started like eliminating things from my diet. And once I eliminated milk, it just cleared everything up. And dairy, it cleared everything up. So now like I'll do it, but I know I'm taking a risk.
Oh, okay. Like,
but, and I get canker sores. It causes me to have canker sores, which are awful. That is enough to make me stay away. But every now and again,
just a little bit of matter of fact, I think when you were here last year, we made something from one of my HelloFresh boxes that had a little bit of dairy in it, and you were like, just a little bit. I just want to taste it.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
It was watered down, so like that made it easier.
Or like things that have like chocolate in it, or if I'm going out to eat, they put butter in everything. They put dairy in everything. And like, you don't know. It's just the risk you have to be willing to take.
And I'm like, I honestly feel like part of my part of my weight gain at this point has been because I'm insulin resistant. But I also have like sensitivities to things, so I can't eat anything. So like I was literally like almost on the Daniel fast because like I could not have nothing. Like, yo, so I have to do like the elimination thing and start doing it, now that we're in the new year. That's like what I'm having.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to be, on a medication to help. But it's looking like I might need to, because your girl, I got on the scale yesterday. I'm not going to tell y'all what I weigh, but I got on the scale yesterday and I was like, oh, honey, this is not it. I mean, I see it in my face for real, because I ain't never had.
Ma'am, nobody was paying that one bit of mine until you just did that. Not one soul.
Like, these are things that at the mundane stage in life, you start really looking at shit like that. And I am looking.
True. And you know what?
I discovered, this is not necessarily a bad thing, but like my ass just all of a sudden got big as hell. And I'm like, where was this 10
the
years
redistributing ago? It's like the redistributing, and then
like a whole booty.
And like all of a sudden you have like, it's weird. Like all of a sudden the weight just distributes differently, I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where I'm walking past myself in the mirror and I'm like,
huh. Well, that's different. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, part of the reason why I absolutely hate this panini press that we're in right now is like, it took away my last few years of like being out here. And by the time this whole is over, I'm going to be very close to 40. And if not right there on it. Like, and I'm just like, yo, listen, I wasted my last few like good years in the damn house. That's not right.
What the fuck is going on?
It's not right. It's not right.
Like, listen, I haven't even had to see my husband yet, and now I'm in here with this whatever I got going on with my health. I need to go see my doctor so we can get this straight. But like,
I'm angry.
Like, girl, you listen. She was right and tight in the midst of the height of the pandemic. Girl, had lost all types of weight. I was killing, baby.
I had like,
he was still in the house. That way was like, hey, girl.
I was like working out. Like I had found somebody that I liked that was doing online workouts, so I like subscribed to her online workouts for a few months, and then she stopped doing them, so I stopped working out. But like, I was in tip-top shape. And I didn't go anywhere. Nobody saw it. I went nowhere. I couldn't even give my little crop tops and stuff that I bought the proper due.
No, okay.
They didn't even get the proper abs.
Hello, listen. The big booty that I got today, we weren't really able to flex her because we was in the house.
So over it. I'm over the panini press. Okay, I'm tired of it. The parallelogram, I'm over it.
Baby, we finna be in this joint till like
I don't want to talk about it.
Decade. That's how I feel, bro. Like,
that's how it feels to me too.
Like, I literally posted on my stories a couple of months ago, like, what would you do if you knew you only had a certain amount of time to live before the whole world was obliterated in the blink of an eye? What would you be doing?
Well, girl, we're living in it right now.
Hello, right. So like that, but that question triggered me to really start thinking about other things. So like offline, we had a conversation today where I had made mention to Candron about like, you know what, I really want to just start living in my clothes and like having fun and playing in my clothes. And so I was talking to myself about this, you know, because, you know, like I said in another previous episode, as long as you don't answer yourself out loud, everything is all right. So I was talking to myself about how I wanted to be living in my clothes and like playing with my style a bit more. And I put together this very simple outfit yesterday, but it was giving very much like the little girl in me was very excited for what I had on because it was something that I had envisioned when I was little. And I was like, oh my God, we did it. Look at me.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And I think I said this to you earlier, but it feels like I be buying stuff, but my clothes are having a different life than I am. So I'd like to actually meet the life that my clothes are having.
Hello.
But again,
we're aspiring to in 2022, at least, you know, amid the panorama. We're going to try.
We're going to try.
We're supposed to be in Houston this weekend, but like the cases is looking crazy and
the cases are crazy everywhere. But aside from that, something else, and I think we talked about this, we touched on this a little bit in the last episode, but I miss sleep. It's just harder to go to sleep. It's harder to like fall. It's not even harder to fall asleep. Like I fall asleep on the couch all the time, but it's hard to get in the bed and go to sleep. I'm like, I have sleep anxiety, and like if I'm worried about anything, like it manifests in my sleep. So a lot of times I'm like laying down, scared I'm gonna wake up. Then I do wake up. It's like a mess. Like I haven't slept well in like 2 weeks, and I am over it because I am a person who used to sleep incredibly well and would fall asleep absolutely anywhere. And I am not like that anymore. And that upsets me. It's upsetting.
That is the tragedy of like being past the hump of 31. I feel like I had, matter of fact, when I was working at Mac, one of my clients had said to me, girl, let me tell you. She was like, 30 was a fucking doozy. At 31, life got good. And then right after that, shit went downhill. And I was like, this can't be it. As this
I
came
think
in.
I extended it a couple years. Like I had a good time for a few years there into my 30s, but like
Child,
at a certain point, I'm just like, yo,
this is not giving what I thought it was going to.
this is not giving. This is not giving.
This is not what I thought my life would be. This is not who I thought I would be. This is not it. Now, on the flip side, in my 30s, like once we hit smack on to 30, to be clear, the frolicking that I did, because that was having my Oasis. As we call
I love a Oasis. I love a Oasis.
Baby, she was living. She was having a great time. Okay. Great, healthy, clean fun.
Hopefully it was very unclean.
I mean, clean in terms of the board.
Dirty fun.
You already know who she is. Okay. Shout out to you if you was around when I was doing all my things.
Yes. No, I think I had my good times a little earlier than that, but
but stuff before 30, so like
oh yeah, no, I wasn't doing any of that. I would say the best thing to happen to my late 30s in particular is money. I mean,
that's the gag, okay? The access to means.
Like all of a sudden that phrase youth is wasted on the young like means a lot to me, because I'm like, if I had this money now that I had that then.
Girl, I look at the YouTube girls that's out here living, and they're
my God.
They're like not necessarily even in the brackets of being millionaires, but fucking close to it. I'm like, yo, if I had that, if I, at the age that they are, if I was living with this kind of money, I would be stupid.
I would be insufferable.
Hello?
I would be
insufferable and dumb as a box of rocks.
And happy to be dumb. Happy.
Hello.
To be dumb.
Hello. Because you can buy education. Like you can get you smarts.
Yeah.
Like, yo.
You hire people to be smart for you when you have that kind of
money. Hello. That's what I'm saying. You can get you some smarts. But I be looking at them and I'm like, it's like, and I enjoy watching to see my brown babies, essentially. Like, not that I'm old enough to be their mother, but like they're like the generations after us. So to see them out here winning and like living good and like just carefree, I love it. But at the same token, it's like they be talking about things and pronouncing, you know, different houses completely wrong, like fashion houses and like all types of stuff. But I just be looking like, damn, you dumb. But you know what? That's all right, boo. You got plenty of time. I
will say it's like, I don't know. I wish I had been like a few years younger, not like a whole lot younger. I'm cool where I'm at, but like just a little bit younger so that I had enough sense to get on this like YouTube wagon way earlier.
Well, here's the gag. You know, I was on YouTube back in the day. Like,
yeah, you were way back in the day.
Yes, and had like a nice little following, but like I left it alone. And I'm like, bitch, if you had kept going, I would be where Jackie Aina is.
Yeah, it's true.
I was on there at that time.
Yeah. And I did like a couple when I was blogging, but yeah, I do the responsibilities without as much money as I'd like. That's annoying. But I will say like the money's cool right now. I'm straight. I don't like the job that gives me the money, so that's the gag, but you know.
Hello, that is facts. Actual and factual.
Oh, that's the trade-off. So I'm trying to figure out how I can get the money without the job. But again,
working on it.
Again, though, the money buys you, you know, opportunities too. So like other things that I hadn't been able to do when I was younger, like buy properties and stuff like that, are things that I'm able to explore now because I have saved the money. Shouts out to the Panini Press or whatever.
Girl, listen, be grateful that you got it, you know?
Because I was able to save a lot of money, thankfully.
Meaty Press set a lot of folks up well, and some others,
Yeah, obviously it set a lot of people back, but for the others, some of us, it also set us up. So that's good. But that's
so allegedly there are talks. I may have missed this, but there are talks for them to send us another STEMI check. I'm like, girl,
I ain't gonna get no damn check.
Stop sending the damn STEMI checks and wipe this student loan debt clear.
I don't want to talk about it. Like that. I don't need to talk about
like that. I could do without. The fuck.
And I don't need them to just wipe out like a little bit of my debt. Like I want all of it. I want all of it gone.
All of it. Wipe it clean. Matter of fact, somebody just go in there and hit delete under the W's. Like,
yeah.
Just delete a whole group of fucking people out the alphabet. Done.
Yeah, y'all can do the J's too while you're
at it. Catch process.
But it's funny because I always say, like, if y'all really wanted to stimulate the economy, all you got to do is wipe out student loan debt, because like all of us would just go buy, we would be tricking off for real. We would be like buying houses and cars and like really tricking off because we have the money, but we got to.
And all of that shit is taxable depending on what state you live in.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like, the government is doing shit backwards.
Very.
Like, y'all more money than what you need to, like Kendra said, wipe that student loan debt clean and watch all these N-words be out here buying shit they don't fucking need.
Yeah.
Like,
but yeah, that's pretty much
okay. I'm not above the fray.
I'm shit, me either. So that's for me, that's pretty much like the biggest thing. Money and the things that money buys, trips, you need money to do stuff in the world, and I have some now, so I'm able to do stuff in the world now.
So you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to keep on climbing up to the bracket of like, all right, I'm cool. I'm not quite there yet. We close. We're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
I would even say, so we talked about things that we can do without. So the student loan debt, the struggle weight gain that don't want to come off. What else we had on that list?
Oh, I don't remember. I'm trying to block that part out. I had moved on to the things that I enjoy, which is money. In case anybody missed it or was unclear about where my priorities lie.
A coin, okay?
I like a coin.
Any collaboration ideas that involve a coin, let us know. The email is down in the not the comments box. The what is it called?
Child, we have our email right there in the description box.
Description box. There you go. I think we're thinking the name of the box, and I'm not even tipsy, girl. This is the Panini Press.
Feel free to DM anything that involves a coin. Is what I'm interested in. Not anything.
Not anything. I mean, I'm not out here doing a little something strange for some change.
I mean,
not doing that. I might do a little something strange from. Let's be clear. We might be a little on the friggity snickety with my mans. However,
like, hey, this is how strange we're talking.
Conversation face. But so to speak about the things that have gotten good that we enjoy in our 30s, that's one of the things.
Yeah, you get clarity on what you like, for sure.
There you go. Okay, clear.
To keep it cute on my end, you get clarity on what you like.
Clear and comfortable and exploratory, because that's what the girls want to talk to me about. Like, oh, so what have we tried? Well,
yeah.
I won't talk about that on here. I mean, well, maybe if the for grown folks only child get their lives together, we can do some things. But
yeah. Yeah, I can't think of anything that I'm enjoying that doesn't involve money. So
shut up. Oh my God, that is terrible, girl.
It is, but it's true. It's like I go places. If you go back to our conversation with our friend Joy, who joined me on my LA trip, and like, they say that like Black women who make money over a certain amount, it's like they spend money like drug dealers. And I enjoy going and getting what I want for the most part. I don't buy super luxury stuff. Like, let's not get crazy. We all know I shop the real. But like when I want to go somewhere or eat something and I'm just like, okay, and I just order what I want and I don't worry about what it costs. Like that, I feel like that
A
feels good
blessing.
to me. And that is a new feeling,
And it
frankly.
does. It feels fucking
And it
amazing.
feels amazing to be able to just walk in and be like, I want that, and be like, okay.
Hello.
And I'm gonna have 2 cocktails with it as well. And like in the past, especially living in Miami, that was not my life.
No.
I would be like counting, like looking at the menu before I got there, like, okay, girl, decide what you want, y'all.
Hello. Like we gonna what's gonna be within the budget.
Figure out how to finesse it, or maybe I can't go to that place, or maybe I'm going to recommend the place so that we go somewhere that I can afford, So
But
it
like
feels nice
real
to be able to
talk,
go.
like I feel like, and I have been saying this about myself all of 2021. I have been spending money in general like I was already a millionaire, which like can be problematic, but like in the belief of manifesting the life you want to lead, like going in and doing the thing however you see fit, no matter what the cost, like that's a energy and a vibe, and if you want to bring that into your reality, I think you kind of have to do that within reason.
Yeah, I agree.
So yes, I am on the train of doing those things. Now, just, we got to take care of the bill.
Yeah. So before we close up this conversation, like how do you want to have, or like how do you intend to have more experiences that are like fun, as opposed to like all of the nonsense that we've talked about that's not enjoyable at all?
And not only that, but like at we'll say life after 30, it will be that name of the episode, but like what are you willing to commit to get to the life that you want to have? Like a lot of times I think that we say we want X, Y, and Z, and then we're going to do these things and we're willing to do it. But sometimes like the cost is the relationships that you are entertaining, the job that you have, the beliefs or self-talk that you have within yourself. And in order for you to get to the point in which you are thriving the way that you want to, you got to cut all that stuff off. So then are you willing to do all of that? Is that a process that you're like, okay, I can take this head on? Because that shit don't be easy, man.
No, never is. Never is. And like you said, it's a trade-off, because, and this is something I fight with frequently. It's like, it's a trade-off. Yeah. There's a peace and a comfort with knowing that my check is coming. There's a peace and a comfort with the amount that I have saved, so that I know that if my check doesn't come, I will be okay. But there's a sacrifice for that as well, So yeah, it's a trade-off. I don't know what the right answer is right now. I know for me, what I'm trying to do is coming up with an exit plan. So I've been working on that in therapy and in my finances, and working with, financial people to help me with that, trying to make some smart investments. But yeah, like not just saying I don't want to work, but also saying like, well, then how am I going to get paid? And like, so like, what is the off ramp, And I think, we've sort of talked about it here before too, is like, this is kind of part of our off ramp as well. And trying to figure out what is the combination and what is the balance, because, I am still barred. I pay Florida to tell me every single year that I can practice in this state. $265 each and every year. Right. Exactly. So I have that, and like I said, making smart investments so that I don't have to be unhappy to get the thing that makes me somewhat happy, which is money.
I can't with her. Actually, if you're watching this episode, make sure you tabulate how many times Camden says money makes her happy.
Because I'm being honest, like a lot of the girls are going to say a lot of different things, but that's not true for me. Like, yes, I value peace. I'm happy that, peace is top of the list. That matters a lot to me. But at the end of the day, I know a life where I've had to count pennies, and I know a life when I don't. And it's like,
hello, life is much easier on
some of that peace it's contingent upon whether or not I have to count pennies. Let's be honest. Like, I'm going to be as honest as I can be, you know?
I'm not
So,
disagreeing with the notion of like money being a piece of the happiness, because money
yeah,
makes shit.
it's not the whole thing. I'm being funny by saying it's the whole thing, but I am very clear that I don't want. I have had times in my life where I have struggled. I had to call my mom for help. I had to work 2 jobs. I've had to do, like, I've done that.
Yeah.
And at this age, I'm not doing that
no more.
Okay. Okay.
No, thank you.
I'm clear on that.
Life should be totally fucking different at this stage of life.
Okay. So that's where I'm drawing the line. So I'm not saying I have to be making as much as I am now, but I'm saying like I have to be at a level of comfortability that I'm going to be able to do maybe not all the trips, but I'm going to be able to take a trip from time to time, because that is a part of my happiness. And guess what you need for a trip? Money.
Okay.
Drinking game alert.
I already called it out. Make sure you take a shot every time Kendra talk about money. Okay. But anywho, thanks for listening. Get down in the comments, let us know what pieces of this conversation resonated with you and what you are willing to do differently in 2022, because now is the time. New year, new blessings, all the good things. And until next time, follow us on all of our social media, and we'll see you in the next conversation. Bye. Like,
comment, and subscribe. Bye.